Alright, take two. I already tried filming this once on my iPad, but my iPad died like literally right at the end and I didn't get to turn the camera off yet. So this is the second time I'm making this. This is my 2019 in the bag video. This is JM Disc Golf. This is actually the first upload of the year. And an upload I'm doing in like 2 days for my first tournament of the year. I'll say it's my first upload, but I decided to make this because I'm kind of in the video making fever. But that's beside the point. Let's get on to the in the bag. Some of the things I sort of have on the bag are this PDGA bag tag, and I have a couple things in the bag that aren't really discs. I have my minis. I'll show you them in a second as I put this back in its slot. I have this one for joining the PDGA this year. I have another one for joining the Ace Club. I also got this Buzz that's not making the bag. And I have some athletic tape for just recreational rounds, just in case I get a cut in something. I don't want it to get infected. But we're going to start off here with the putters. It's a lot of Innova and Discraft. And then I think there's only like one other disc from a different company. Yeah, anyways, let's get to putters. First of all, the Innova putter that I have is the DX Colt. Because, I don't know, this thing's been a staple in my bag ever since I started playing. It was one of the first discs I bought. It was on sale because it's DX plastic and it was already used, so I got it for like $5. And this thing's been a staple in my bag ever since. I've loved it. It's like my true love for disc golf. I'm probably retiring this one soon, and I'll get another one in my bag because I have a couple others. This one's getting kind of beat up and worn in. I don't know, you can probably tell from even that far away, but it's really beat up. It's still really straight flying on putts and sort of unstable now on drives. It used to be pretty stable, and I used to throw it off the tee, but not as much anymore. Still a good disc though. Before we get on to the putting putters, my driving putter is the Jawbreaker Banger GT because I don't usually throw putters off the tee unless I want them to go a bit right. This one holds more, and this one holds a straighter line than what the DX Colt does, so that's why it's sort of replacing it as my driving putter. I'm not really going to use this for putting that much unless I feel like the other putters I have in my bag aren't really working for me. But on the forehand, it holds the hyzer line. I throw a lefty forehand, so it's going to finish left. On the anhyzer, it'll finish right. And on the straight line, I'll probably finish a bit left, but if I put enough power on it, it's going to finish a bit right. Okay, on to my putting putters. The new prototype Lunas by Discraft and Paul Macbeth. Sorry, excuse me. I've got 3 of them. And they're all sort of a variation of a blue color. We're going to start off with the lightest blue color that I have here. This one's probably the most beat in because, I don't know, it's just been unfortunate. It's hit a lot of roads and a lot of sidewalks. It's more overstable than any of the other ones I have. I don't know why, because, again, the most beat in one, you would think it'd be straighter or even turning understable. But no, it stayed the most overstable one that I have. It finishes left more than any one that I have. I use it off the tee a lot. This one I use a lot off the tee, and hence it has a lot of scratches on it because I can put more power into it and trust that it's going to stay straight. Now the two, sorry, that's when I need a hyzer finish for sort of a shorter shot off the tee. Now the two I really use to putt is this sky blue one and this turquoise one. We'll start off with this one. This one's definitely the straightest one I have in my bag. There's not really any scratches on it at all. It's just really straight, and it'll hold any line you want to put it on. It holds the hyzer line great, and it holds the anhyzer line great as well, maybe with a little bit of left finish at the end, a little bit of flex. On putting, it finishes left if you don't put enough power on it, but if you put enough power on this, it will stay straight the whole entire way. And it's probably going to be, I'd say it's going to be the main putter in my bag, but actually, it's probably going to be this turquoise one right here. It's a bit more unstable for throwing. It's not going to flex back over. The reason that this probably won't be thrown as much is because there's a crack in it. I hit it off a basketball hoop, like the pole part, and it cracked right here. You probably can't see it in the camera. I'll try and get it close enough to where you can see. It's right there. But yeah, so I'm using it kind of just for putting now because I don't want to crack it anymore. Literally, it was probably the first round I was going to play with it. I was doing sort of a practice round in my yard. But it still holds the putt better than, it holds the straight line better than these two for putting. So it's definitely going to be the main putter going into this tournament that I have tomorrow. Okay. Let's go to the mid-range discs. Give me a second. Okay. There we go. You know, it takes up like half my bag, although it's only 4 discs. We're gonna start off with this one, the McPro Rock 3, mainly used just for forehands because I can really rip on it and trust that it's gonna finish back left. I've had it, I don't know if I'm gonna keep using it for forehands because I've had it finish right once or twice now, and I'm afraid that it's gonna keep just finishing right, which is really the opposite of what I want. So I'll probably switch it out or just use a fairway driver for them instead in the future. But right now it's still in my bag. It's good for a hyzer line on the backhand, and that's why that one's in my bag. Now, the most overstable disc I have in my bag probably is the Fuji. If this was a driver, it'd be insanely overstable. I use it mainly for hyzer lines. I can get it to hold the straight line if I put enough power on it, but I'm usually not doing that with mid-range discs. So it's usually just hyzering out, and I'll use it for like 225 hyzers, put it on a big hyzer line. On the forehand, it's really good for flex shots, but mainly the main mid-range in my bag this year, it's going to be the Buzz and the Buzz SS. The Buzz I'm going to use more for forehands, just get it on that straight line, watch it finish, maybe a bit right, maybe a bit left, depending on how hard I throw it. On the backhand, it's really straight as well, but it hyzers out a bit more than I want, which is why I have the Buzz SS. The Buzz SS is probably a bit more overstable, which is weird because it doesn't hyzer out as much when I'm throwing the hyzer shot. It'll hold the hyzer line really, really well, and the anhyzer line really, really well as well, but on the straight line, it definitely fades out more than what the Buzz does. I don't use it as much for forehands because I have the Fuji if I want an overstable flex finish, and I have the Rock 3 if I want just a straight finish either way. Okay, for fairway drivers, I really have 3 kinds, but these two are the same, but they're made by different companies, really. First, I'll start off with the main ones that I'm using, the Star TL, just really straight, and it'll hold any line you put it on. Well, this one, on the anhyzer, it won't really fade back, but this one's newer, so it will. If you are looking to pick one up, I would recommend getting in Star Plastic. It will hold longer, and it'll just glide straighter. At least it has for me. And if you're looking for a really straight fairway driver, I'd recommend the Star TL. Then we got the Valkyrie. Valkyrie is also really straight, and I don't know, I used to have like 4 or 5 of these in my bag, but I've moved up to faster speed things, so we're down to 1, because I just kind of use it if I want something faster than the TL, which is rarely, but if I need something that's going to go a bit farther and I don't want to risk using a distance driver, this is what I'm bagging. And finally, these two are made by different companies, but they're basically the exact same disc. The Champion Leopard 3 and the Sting, they both have the same numbers, 7, 5, -2, 1. The only difference really is the rim. The Leopard 3 has a bit more of a wide rim and is a bit less shallow. The Sting's a bit less shallow. But they really fly the exact same. Honestly, maybe the Leopard 3 is a bit more overstable, but not really. And I'm throwing them for the exact same shots. It's just whatever I'm feeling that day and whatever feels better in the hand at the moment. Okay, on the distance drivers, I'm going to start out understable to overstable here. The one that I'm using for my big shots, because I can't really use it for anything else anymore, it's just going to turn over, is the Blizzard Champ Boss. It's really beat-in, so it's really good for those huge anhyzers or really big hyzers if I'm really feeling it. And yeah, that's about all it's for. It's just really for those novelty shots if I ever need them. Probably the straightest flying disc I have when it comes to distance drivers is the Thrasher. I can throw this thing for like half a mile, not literally of course, metaphorically, and it just holds a really good straight line, and it just feels really good in the hand, really grippy. I can get it on a good forehand line and watch it just fade left as it holds that huge line that I'm usually throwing it on. Then really the staple driver of my bag this year has been the Pro Wraith. It was really too overstable for me when I got it because I hadn't got my form perfected yet. But now that that's down, this thing is super straight and can hold the hyzer line really well, is really good as well as the straight line. On the forehand, I'll flex it out because it can hold the flex line on the forehand really well. And that's what I'm using it for. Okay, now we get into the more overstable things. I meant to put, well, let's start out with this one, I guess. The Destroyer. I meant to put the other one in my bag because I use it more than I use this one, but it's upstairs and I don't want to go get it right now. It is, I have two Destroyers, the DX Destroyer and the Pro Destroyer. This one's a bit more overstable, using it for flex lines if I want something that's gonna have a really overstable finish, and I'll put it on the backhand line, mainly just for anhyzers that I know are gonna flex back. The Pro Destroyer holds the line really well, and I can get really straight shots out of it. Get those straight line drives that you see, well, that you saw Paul McBeth having, but now probably Ricky. Finally, we have the Discraft Avenger. It's a bit slower than all the other distance drivers. I'm pretty sure it's a speed 9, but it's just really overstable, and I don't like my fairways overstable, so I kind of just put it in with the distance drivers. And this is really just for big hyzer shots. I'll put it out on the straight line, put it out on a straight line out here, and watch it just crush back in left. Or if I need a flex shot and I don't want it to finish as much as the Destroyer, but I still want that overstable finish, this is what I'm bagging. Well, that's basically my bag so far for 2019. If anything changes, if anything small changes and it's only like 1 or 2 discs, I'll update you. But if there's more than that, I'll probably just do an updated in the bag. I'll probably do it around April, because by then that gives me a couple months to change things around. Probably June latest. I don't know, it depends on how much money I have and how my form has gotten better / worse, and how my arm speed has changed. So that's about it for my in the bag. I'll see you guys probably Sunday, because my tournament's on a Saturday, and I probably won't want to edit it afterwards. So yeah, that's my 2019 in the bag. This has been JMD Disc Golf here, and we will see you next time.